Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Budget for Success. Woo! Yes, welcome. You know what today is? It's Smart Money Tuesday. Woo woo! My favorite time of the week, Smart Money Tuesday. I'm so glad you're here. So listen, my name is Onyx Jones, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. We do Smart Money Tuesday. So every Tuesday, I come back with some nuggets for you. I have worked in the finance industry for over 20 years. I've worked for government agencies. I help balance budgets for cities with in excess of 200, 300, 400 million dollars. I also had an opportunity to sit on a retirement investment board as a trustee. So I made decisions for investments that were to the tune of billions of dollars. And so I have used all of that experience that I've gained over the years, and I put it into my own personal finances so that I could one day say that I felt like I was in a place of financial freedom, right? And that's different for everybody. Financial freedom is different for you as it is for me. But oh, to have that feeling of being financially free is amazing and it's wonderful. So I started off this series of teaching people what I've learned out in the government industry and even worked in private industry for a little while. So I've even done financials for large major corporations. Okay. So I took that experience and I said, how can I apply it into my personal finances and teach others how to, manage their funds better? And so henceforth, we have Smart Money Tuesday. So let's get started. Okay, so today, what are we talking about? Smart Money Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. What's on the agenda today? Well, I'm going to talk about how to save money and give it an assignment. Listen. Every corporation, every business worth billions of dollars, right? They do a set of financials. It's required in most cases, but they also operate with a budget. They have a formal budget plan in place so that when the money comes in, they already know at the beginning of the year how they are going to spend their money. And they adjust that budget if they need to, because the money may not come in the way they anticipated, or it may be gangbusters and there's more money coming in than they planned. Okay. And so they want to give this money an assignment, and it works. Okay. Because businesses wouldn't do it if it didn't work. All right. That's what I'm saying. So let's get on board. So first, my introduction. The main purpose and the benefits of giving your money assignment are: one, it helps you stay motivated. Definitely, because you have a goal, you're on a mission. You're like, I'm going to reach this amount for this category. I want to have $10,000 in savings. So whenever I travel, I have money that's there. Oh, that's exciting, right? That motivates you. The other thing about making sure you give your money an assignment is there's this benefit in tracking your progress from year to year to year, seeing your savings grow. It is the most incredible feeling. I started doing this progress tracking in 2017, where I showed you where I looked at a net worth analysis and I got really clear on what my husband and I net worth was. And then from there, every year, I would track how much our assets grew. That means everything: our investments, our savings, our retirement, our home, everything. I was tracking how that money was just going do, 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 do. And if it didn't and it went do, 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 at least I knew that, and I would put a plan in place to get it back up, right? Because sometimes things happen and you have some moments where you have to spend more money than you anticipate. But tracking that lets you know how far you need to go to get it back to where you want. And most importantly, how are you going to know when it's time to retire? You could be working past your retirement date, or you may retire too soon. And then you find during your retirement, oh my gosh, I need to keep generating more funds. So this tool that I'm going to teach you will help you be able to really assess, yeah, it's time. We can retire and feel comfortable. So let's do the steps. How do you make it happen? How do you give your money an assignment? First of all, you have to create a budget, okay? And I do other videos where I talk about setting up a budget. So please check out other Smart Money Tuesday videos. And I have the link to the playlist in this video so you can see how to set up your budget. But while you're setting up your budget, you also are determining how much money you can save each month, right? That's key, because in order to give the money an assignment, you have to save it. And you want to choose the saving categories that are relevant for you. They meet your needs. They're things that you preference. They are things that you value. So nobody's savings categories are the same. I'm going to give you an example of some of my savings categories that I've created over the years, but there's no right or wrong answer to that. Once you get those categories set up, you want to create a goal. How much money do you want to maintain in those savings? You go, what? Yes, like if you have a vacation category, or what I call a sinking fund, how much do you want to always have in that sinking fund? Meaning, if you had $10,000, you could vacation whenever you wanted to, right? And then you rebuild that amount. And once you get it back up to 10 grand, it's time for another vacation, okay? Maybe that amount is too large because like, I don't want to wait that long to get 10,000 before I go on vacation. Okay, let's do 5,000 and do small staycations, right? If you do staycations and you only use $1,000, then you just save up $1,000 again, and then you go on another vacation. Maybe it'll be a bigger vacation at that time. But the key is to try to set a goal that you always maintain or are shooting for, right? You're either there or you are shooting for that goal amount. And then when you get new money, a lot of my clients have asked me, okay, how do you decide which sinking fund or which category to put the money in? And I go, it's easy. There's no science to it. There's no right or wrong answer. So you could use a percentage, right? You could look at your spreadsheet and figure out which one should get the larger percentage. That is how I allocate interest. So if I get $1,000 in interest, I allocate it based on the balances by percentage, right? Or you could allocate, if you get $1,000, every time I save $1,000, I allocate this amount to this category, this amount to that category, so it's a fixed amount. Or you set it up by priority. So you want to maybe fund your highest category first. So you'll put a majority of the money there, and then you'll put a little bit in all the other categories. Then once you have met the goal of your highest priority item, this is kind of like a snowball, but it's a savings snowball. Once you've met the goal for your highest priority savings, then you move the bulk of the money down to the second highest priority. And then you put a little bit in all the other categories. So that's another option. Or sometimes I like to have fun. I have completed savings challenges and I have a stack of money and I go, okay, I'm just going to randomize. I'm going to roll the dice and see which categories get which amount. It's fun. All of those categories I'm building up, I don't have a need for any one particular category. If I do, obviously, I would put money there first. But for the rest of them, I'm like, let's see what the dice say. And it's just fun, right? So these are all ways that you can allocate those funds to the categories that you are saving for. Now, how do I do it, Onyx? I need some help. I need some help. Okay, well, if you were a part of my first 5 series and you emailed me, you received this spreadsheet for free. But this is what I call my allocation or sinking fund spreadsheet. Take a look at these categories. Anniversary. Oh my gosh, if you have a significant other, set up an anniversary sinking fund. So when it's time to party, you already have the funds saved, right? So, and you want it to be annual. So you constantly putting money into that anniversary envelope. Birthdays. Let's not go use our charge card to celebrate somebody's birthday or your own birthday. Don't forget your own birthday. Car maintenance, college is another good one. Cruise, debt, retirement, health, household. I already shared with you, something happens around the house. Even if you're not worried about things falling apart around the house, You might want to plan for the 10-year period when it's time to remodel, 20-year period when it's time to remodel. If you decide not to remodel and you just buy a new home, well, that's money that you have saved for a down payment or moving expenses, right? So you always want to keep a household account going. If you have a spouse or significant other, definitely want to track your retirement and their retirement. Your children, you want to have money set aside for whatever. Kids, I always need money for something, right? And then I have a category, long-term investments. I never set up a category that says emergency fund, because then that to me is attracting more emergencies, and I'm not trying to do that. So I rather just have what's called a long-term investment. This, again, retirement, Mother's Day, Father's Day, not just for you, but also for your mother or father or whoever you celebrate. Self-care is so, so, so important. Subscriptions. What about those annual subscriptions? When they hit, you're like, oh man, you got to take it out of your budget. What if you didn't have to take it out of your budget that month because your budget is set? You budget the same amount every single month and you include subscriptions in that. And so when the subscriptions come out of your budget each month, it builds a reserve up. So when that subscription is due, you just take the money out of savings and pay for it. Boom, you're done. Taxes. If you're somebody that owes taxes at the end of the year, put money aside so it can be paid easily. Thanksgiving and Christmas is a big one, but this is not new. Years ago, they had a savings account at banks where you open up your Christmas account and you save money all year long, and you cannot take money out until right before Christmas. Well, this is the same idea, but you don't have to set up a separate account. But if you want to set up a separate savings, great. Whatever the case is, you want to track how much you're saving for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then if you don't have a trust attorney because you have not set up a trust, or even if you set up a trust, I still recommend you have money saved here, because as time goes on, you want to revisit your trust. Don't set it and forget it, okay? Things change, dynamics change. As you mature and get older, your kids mature and get older, you might revisit it just to look at it to see if you need to change names, change amounts. You may acquire more assets that need to be added to the trust. So you're always want to have some money saved for the trust attorney so that you can keep your trust documents current. This helps you avoid probate, right? So it's very important. I'm not an attorney, so you want to seek an attorney to get more information on that. And then vacation, Valentine's Day, don't forget vacation, 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 vacation. So anyway, you set up goals for all of these fun categories. You may come up with different categories. You may want to save for a boat. Okay, that's not my thing. Or jet skis. I don't know. So you're going to put those things over here into the sinking funds. You set up a goal amount, and then you list all of your different savings accounts, whether you have CDs, whether you have a managed portfolio, which I hope some of you are looking into that if you haven't already. You may have some stocks in Robinhood. You may have retirement accounts. So you're going to set up all these different accounts and how much is in all these different accounts. So here's money. This is all the money that's in these accounts. And then you're going to divide it up amongst these categories. And if you have savings envelopes, some people enjoy saving cash in cash envelopes. I'm one of them. And that helps me. For me, the magic sauce was setting up cash envelopes, being able to count that cash, being able to say I completed a savings challenge, that satisfaction of knowing that I saved the money over a period of time and I actually completed the challenge, and then I move it into one of my sinking funds. When I do that, that's it. That money is only for that sinking fund, period, hands down. It works for me. And so I do put the cash of, once I finish completing those challenges, I do put the money into savings. My goal, though, my whole concept was, if at the end of the day, in this particular case, you have $285,000 cumulative in all your accounts, don't just say, yeah, I got $250,000 saved. Give it an assignment. Give it some homework. Give that money a job, right? So that your money can't just be away. because it's just like, yeah, I got $250,000. So you don't just take the money just because you have it. You only use the money because it's already been assigned to that category. That's how I do it. And that's how large industries do it. They wouldn't have a budget if they didn't do it that way. That's why they do it. Do they move money around sometimes? Yeah, sure. Sometimes you do have to move money around. That's okay. But you basically want to have an outline of where that money should be resting. And if you move it from one category to the other, like from car maintenance to, and you say, uh-oh, I'm short on car maintenance, I'm gonna pull it out of college, then you know you have to rebuild college, right? You know that you have not met your goal for college, so you need to keep moving for college. All right, let's keep moving. So, as I already said, you want to monitor and view your savings monthly, okay? Or regularly. If you're like me, you look at it more than once a month because I just like looking at it. Okay, but at the minimum, you want to do it at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month so that you can see where you stand. And then at year end, you want to sit down with your spouse or significant other if you are married or in a relationship and share with them, this is what we've accomplished this year. Huge kudos for stuff like that, you know, feeling like what you did or how things went. You may have to adjust your budget. Obviously, if your income code goes up, don't just start spending more. How about you use that increase in your income and save it, right? Or if your expenditures change, one thing, you bought a car. Okay, all right, you bought a car. Oh, don't feel bad about it. You bought a car. So your car maintenance may be lower because it has a warranty, so you don't have to worry about expenses. So you can lower your car maintenance if you want, or you can take that money and put it towards a down payment on the next car. So maybe the next car you buy, you pay cash for it. That's a concept. But anyway, just be willing to adjust your budget if things change. All right. And the fastest way to reach your goals is number one, only spend the money that you budgeted. Because if companies just went Yahoo and spent money any way they wanted to, guess what? They wouldn't be around very long. And you want to save every dollar that you can. See, when companies have their budget set for the year, it's set. If they have a booming year and they don't adjust the budget, they're still only spending a certain amount. So all that excess just goes to what they would call, you know, reserves, right? And so you know, I maintain the same concept. If you get extra money that you didn't anticipate, let that money go to one of those sinking funds, those categories that I just showed you, instead of spending it. Make purchases that are intentional. Stop going to the grocery store and throwing stuff in your basket. If you didn't go in for that item, don't get it. Okay? Don't get it. And then if you really want it, then put it on your list for the next grocery trip and purchase it the next grocery trip. But don't just do an impulse buy, because even if you had that money budgeted, you have to understand the dynamics that are going on with an impulse purchase. That means some marketing company or some industry is deciding for you how you are spending your money versus you deciding how you spend your money. And there's a big difference. And so even if you have the money, I encourage you to only spend it if you intend on spending it. And then compare prices. See, if you go in intentional, like I'm going in for a laptop, you have a different attitude. Like you want to buy a laptop, but you want to get the best price for it. You want to take advantage of any sales, promotions, because it's your money. So you should save it. Your money mindset. I have worked with people. I've met people online. I've talked to people. And sometimes I just sit and I listen. And I just understand why they're in the situation they're in, because it's why I was broke. It was why I was homeless. It was the same thing for me. Excuse me. I did not learn how to have a positive and healthy attitude towards my money. For some reason, I felt like it was okay to struggle because that was kind of how things were, always was a struggle. So I never believed there could be a space where I didn't have to struggle. Um, I didn't even really think that I could be wealthy, right? It was wealthy just seemed like that was for somebody else, that it wasn't for me to be wealthy. But man, the minute that I changed my mindset about money, you start realizing that money is just a means for you acquiring things that you would like to have. And it's not some big, thing that's unattainable. And you just have to figure out how to attract the most money for you, what works for you. So, however it is that you attract money, just start feeling positive about it. Have a really healthy relationship with your money. Celebrate your achievements. Many times we overlook even the smallest achievements. I'm going to here to tell you, if you purchase from my Etsy shop, I don't care if it's $1, $2, I have a button and I go, ding! I'll be like, woo, I made some money. Woo, woo, I made some money. I am so excited because it was like somebody loved what I did and they purchased it. That's an amazing feeling. And I generated wealth, which is even more amazing. Okay. And that money goes to savings. So, yes, yes, I just appreciate money. I celebrate it. I never try to compare myself to others. That was the worst defeating feeling that I ever did to myself over the years was, why are they going here, going there? They're flying all over the world. Why am I not? Or why do they have so much wealth, generational wealth, and I don't? Okay, what does that do? That doesn't serve me. It doesn't get me any further to my goal than, in fact, it pulls me away from my goal. It doesn't get me any closer to my goal. It pulls me away from my goal because I'm now looking at someone else's wealth and I can't allow wealth to come to me because I'm feeling angry or upset about what I don't have. And so when I feel angry and upset about what I don't have, the universe says, okay, I got to give you more reason to be angry and upset about what you don't have. Instead of feeling excited and happy about what's coming, the universe goes, okay, I got to give you more to get excited and happy about what's coming. So just try flipping the switch, right? Take your eyes off of other people and just be grateful for what you have. Just try it. Just try it. Be grateful. Be excited about what you have. Draw in more of what you have, and you will be surprised. Penny makes dollars. So if you have you made a $3 sale, get excited about it. Next time it might be a $13 sale. Next time it might be a $30 sale. You never know. Or it might be 1,000 $3 sales. Whatever the case is, be grateful for what you have. Ring that bell, ching, and be excited because you never know what's to come. I will tell you, if you are negative, you will close off your blessings. I know you've heard it said before, but I'm just personally a witness to it. Yeah, that's how I became homeless. That's why I didn't have no money, and that's why I was like, living from person's house to person's house. Me and my daughter riding around in my car, hoping that the car people couldn't find me because they wanted to repossess the car because I wouldn't make the car payment. Yeah, I was living a very negative, closed off life during that time. And the only way it shifted was changing my mindset around money. And I want to help you do that. If you know that there's some changes that you need to make around money, you really want to change your mindset, you want to create new habits, you really decided, I want to lead a more prosperous life, or if you're already prospering, hear me out. You're already prospering because I've balanced budgets of billions and millions of dollars. If you're already prospering, but you know that you're not being the best steward with your money, and you really don't know, like you haven't set up a sinking fund spreadsheet, so you really don't know if you have enough money saved because you have large expenses. And if something were to happen and your income stopped, do you know how long you could last? Do you know? Have you figured it out? What if you feel like, oh, yeah, I got it. I could last at least 6 months to a year. But then what if something happens during that 6 months to a year? The car breaks down, right? Something in the house breaks. Are you really prepared for all of those things? Well, I want to help you find out. So if you're interested in wealth coaching, please send me an email, ojones2012@icloud.com. I will send you a link for a 30-minute consultation. It's totally free. We'll talk about it and we'll see whether it's good for us to work together or not. That's all. As simple as that. Easy peasy. Yes, yes, yes. And if you feel like I'm not really ready for coaching, that's okay. Just please tune into my Smart Money Tuesdays. Share them with your friends and family. You never know what nugget. It's so funny because you could say to yourself, I've been telling them that they just don't listen. Send them my video, because sometimes hearing it from someone else, not you, because you're the family member, sometimes hearing it from someone else makes it like, okay, maybe they do know what they're talking about. Maybe, maybe I should listen, adhere. So share the video with family and friends, please, because my goal is to be free, just like that gentleman is jumping, leaping without fear from one rock to the other, right? I want us to live without fear with our finances. I want us to just be free, right? And financial freedom looks differently for everyone. And so I want everyone to experience what freedom means for them. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my Smart Money Tuesdays. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Budget for Success. Bye for now.